Snowflake SOL-C01 exam practice questions with explanations are available in the video for you to study. In Snowflake's architecture, what function is provided by a virtual warehouse? A. Storing encrypted micro-partitions permanently. B. Executing queries and supplying compute power. C. Managing user authentication processes. D. Generating metadata about tables. The answer is B. A virtual warehouse represents the compute layer in Snowflake and is responsible for running SQL queries, loading operations, and performing all DML-related processing. It allocates CPU, memory, and temporary storage required during execution. Warehouses do not persist data. Snowflake stores all data centrally in the storage layer. Metadata is also not generated by warehouses, as this is handled by the cloud services layer. Authentication and other access control activities also occur outside the warehouse. Thus, its key purpose is to provide compute resources for workloads. The answer is B. Time travel enables users to retrieve data exactly as it existed at a specific point in time. It supports querying, cloning, or restoring tables, schemas, or databases within the configured retention period. This capability assists in recovering from accidental deletes, auditing changes, and analyzing historical versions. It does not function as an indefinite backup solution. Once time travel retention expires, data moves to fail-safe. It also has nothing to do with tuning timestamp columns or accelerating file ingestion. Its sole purpose is controlled access to past versions of Snowflake managed data. The answer is B. Time travel enables users to retrieve data exactly as it existed at a specific point in time. It supports querying, cloning, or restoring tables, schemas, or databases within the configured retention period. This capability assists in recovering from accidental deletes, auditing changes, and analyzing historical versions. It does not function as an indefinite backup solution. Once time travel retention expires, data moves to fail-safe. It also has nothing to do with tuning timestamp columns or accelerating file ingestion. Its sole purpose is controlled access to past versions of Snowflake managed data. How do privileges propagate within Snowflake's RBAC hierarchy? A. Privileges flow from parent roles down to child roles. B. Privileges are shared only among roles at the same hierarchy level. C. Roles higher in the hierarchy inherit privileges from roles beneath them. D. Privileges must be manually transferred between all roles. The answer is C. Snowflake uses an upward inheritance RBAC model, meaning that when role A is granted to role B gains all privileges assigned to role A. Parent roles therefore accumulate permissions from their subordinate roles. This allows administrative roles to centrally manage wide-ranging access without manual propagation. Child roles never inherit privileges from parents automatically. Likewise, roles at the same hierarchy level share nothing unless explicitly granted. This structured inheritance makes governance predictable and scalable. Which statement best describes the cloud services layer in Snowflake? A. It persists all user data into compressed micropartitions. B. It performs authentication, RBAC enforcement, and query coordination. C. It handles all computation used for SQL execution. D. It manages virtual warehouse sizing and billing. The answer is B. The Cloud Services Layer functions as Snowflake's control plane, governing authentication, authorization, metadata, and optimization. It manages role-based access control, RBAC, session handling, and the orchestration of queries across compute clusters. Unlike the compute layer, it does not execute queries or allocate CPU resources. It also does not store data. Micropartitions reside in the storage layer. While billing is influenced by warehouse usage, Cloud Services does not manage warehouse sizing. Its core responsibility lies in securing and directing Snowflake workloads. When executing an insert statement in Snowflake, which elements must be active or selected? A. Only a virtual warehouse. B. A virtual warehouse and a database. C. A database and schema only. D. A warehouse, a database, and a schema. The answer is D. Executing DML such as insert requires Snowflake to know where the destination table resides and which compute resources will perform the work. A warehouse must be running to supply compute power for the operation. The database must be selected so Snowflake can identify the correct namespace. The schema must also be active to locate the target table within that database context. All three work together to establish a fully qualified execution environment. Without any of them, the insert cannot proceed. Which file types are supported by the copy into command for loading data into a table? A. XLSX files only. B. CSV, JSON, and Parquet files. C. Proprietary spreadsheet formats. D. Audio and image files. The answer is B. Copy into is Snowflake's bulk loading mechanism and supports a variety of structured and semi-structured formats. CSV is commonly used for delimited tabular data. JSON integrates naturally with variant columns, and Parquet supports efficient columnar analytics. Excel files such as XLSX are not supported directly and must be converted before loading. The command does not process multimedia formats such as images or audio. Thus, CSV, JSON, and Parquet reflect Snowflake's core ingestion formats. Which feature of Snowflake's multi-cluster architecture provides high concurrency support? A. Vertical scaling of a single warehouse. B. Automatic addition or removal of clusters based on load. C. Preloading data into memory. D. Splitting a warehouse into multiple schemas. The answer is B. Multi-cluster warehouses enable horizontal scaling, adding new compute clusters during periods of heavy concurrent use. When query demand rises, Snowflake automatically scales out by activating additional clusters to prevent bottlenecks and queuing. When load diminishes, clusters scale back in to minimize credit consumption. Vertical scaling only adjusts the size of a single cluster and does not improve concurrency. Memory preloading or schema splitting does not address concurrent query performance. Hence, Elasticity through automated cluster adjustments is the defining characteristic. What does the parse_document function primarily accomplish in Snowflake Cortex? A. Detects sensitive data automatically. B. Extracts text and structured elements from PDFs and similar documents. C. Converts JSON files into normalized relations. D. Loads semi-structured data into tables. The answer is B. Parse_document is part of Snowflake Cortex AI and focuses on turning unstructured documents into structured information. It can perform OCR for scanned text and layout-aware extraction for tables, headings, and other elements. The function does not detect PE, which must be handled by separate classification tools or policies. It is also unrelated to JSON parsing, which uses parse_JSON. Furthermore, it does not load semi-structured data. Ingestion is performed through copy into or similar mechanisms. Its core purpose is document intelligence within Snowflake. Which SQL clause is used to access historical data using time travel? A. History clause. B. Recover using C. or before clause. D. Snapshot clause. The answer is C. Snowflake allows users to retrieve data in a prior state via the AT or before clause within a select query. These clauses support timestamps, offsets, or statement IDs to pinpoint the exact historical moment. They are essential for investigations, debugging, and restoring data lost through accidental modifications. There is no history or snapshot clause in Snowflake SQL. Restore operations exist, but they serve to recover objects, not to query historical data. Thus, before is the officially supported time travel query mechanism. What is the primary benefit of using Snowsight's built-in data loading interface? A. It restricts loading to a narrow set of formats. B. It eliminates the need for a running warehouse. C. It simplifies data ingestion through an intuitive UI. D. It requires external tools for all load operations. The answer is C. Snowsight provides a user-friendly workflow for loading files into Snowflake without requiring manual SQL commands. Users can drag and drop files, preview records, set formats, and automatically create or populate tables. The interface supports numerous formats, including CSV, JSON, and Parquet, and generates the equivalent copy into SQL statement for transparency. Data loading still relies on warehouse compute, so it cannot bypass compute requirements. No external tools are needed unless the user prefers command line or automated pipelines. Therefore, Snowsight's ease of use is its primary advantage.